we'll show you how to put together this Thanksgiving squirrel box, which is a small Thanksgiving treat box, but can also be used as a place card for Thanksgiving. And this is a free SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So this is a cute little freebie, and you can use it for Thanksgiving as a Thanksgiving little treat box, or you could change and use the blank tag to create a little place card for Thanksgiving. And I mean, either way it can still be used for that, but you could put a couple little pieces of candy in there, and then it kind of angles backwards like that. So this is free at simplycraftysvgs.com, and I'm just going to get to it. So we have these pieces. These are all the dark pieces. So we have the, really I consider this part of the box and the base for the piecing that we're going to do for the squirrel. And then, so all those pieces. Then we have the squirrel pieces. So I have them in this embellishment bowl. So I'm going to kind of dump them a little bit here. Let's get them arranged. So these are the pieces to the squirrel. And then the greenery pieces. So let me go ahead and get this situated, and we'll go on to the next step. So I just moved these temporarily up with the brown pieces, or chestnut really is what it is. So here are all the squirrel pieces. So I pre-inked them. That was a little messy ink, but we're going to put these on. It's actually fairly simple to piece. You just have to do it in a certain order. So I put them together, so left to right. So this will go on this will go on that. So we're going to do them in sections and then put it all together. So let's go ahead and let's put that to the side. So for this one, I'm going to take this and line it up, and you'll see it kind of comes out right there. Just want to line it up down there. So if you've never done piecing together before, it just kind of gives a dimensional look. You want to know how to really ink, or how I did that, edge it a little bit. I was a little messy on this one, but you go to our one of our Christmas friends box cards, which are Christmas friend cards, like a penguin Christmas penguin friend card. Anyways, I'll show you in that video how to ink, so if you're wondering. And there's other videos that are better at that. So I'm just going to line this up, and you can see this little indentation here. Just find the indentation on here and line it up. You kind of can see as I'm going to scooch it into place. I am using American Crafts texture cardstock, and this is actually art glitter glue. So I like art glitter glue and barely art glue. I've been using art glitter glue lately, but I toggle between the two. So here I'm just going to put the little nose, this one, on there. And I'm going to use the pick me up tool. It's a silhouette pick me up tool, and it has a little sticky end on it to pick up the pieces. So we could go like this. I'm just going to add a little glue here. Well, that's probably a little bit too much, so we'll get that off. Then I add a little glue here. So these are the smallest pieces, and the pick me up tool allows you to kind of get it into place pretty easily, but you could do a bunch of these if you wanted to do it for a bunch of people. Just cut a lot at once. You can cut up to 2 main box pieces, the dark ones, onto a 12 by 12. So I did size them that way. I'm just going to put a little dot here. The cuticle was bothering me. Then we're just going to pop these on there. I'm doing it this way. You could go the opposite way, but I like getting all the detail work done first. And then here, you don't need a lot of glue to put that on. So that's big enough that I'll probably pick it up and make sure that it's lined up. So with piecing, you're just lining things up to edges and all that fun stuff. It's easier to put the glue on the part you're going to glue on, so you just have to be careful you don't put too much glue where it can be seen. Scooching this over a little bit. Make sure it's got the edge. And we're going to go ahead and put these eyes on. So just put a little glue in the middle. Try not to get too high in it. I'll show you this. So we kind of want a little gap at the top there. Why I'm doing it this way, I could have just built on each other, but to me it's just easier to put it together all at once at the end. So that's just me. And then we'll add this. And this edge will line up with this edge right here. So I'm just going to pick that up and line it up this way. Make sure it lines up around there. So we had a little cute face. The body here. So this will go like this. So if you're wondering about the inking at all, if you're not familiar with it, I just like to put some edges and some shading, and like I said, I'm not the best, but this will line up to the bottom of this caramel piece. So the color I'm using is caramel for right here. Then last on this piece, we'll put the hat. So you probably want to line it up at the top. Kind of glue it and make sure the edges line up on the sides. So the only other thing we're going to do here is place this. We're going to want to place this first, after that, and then this. So that's the order. So we want to add glue to this one because there's less of it than we're gluing onto. I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter there around the ear so it doesn't blend through to the other side. And for here, I think it's best to try to line up with the feet and the arms. Just don't apply a whole lot of pressure until you get in place. And there's a little bend there, and then you want to line it up with the tail and the ears. So just slightly. So if you do end up liking this project, or any of our videos or projects, please ask if you can give me a like or a thumbs up on the video, and or subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so. And if you hit that little bell to the right, you'll be notified when there's new projects, new freebies, that kind of thing. So we're going to line these up too with the arms. Focus on these two legs and the arms on the right and left. Then the last, to finish off the squirrel, is put the head and line it up. We want this overlapping this. You could actually easily make this into a card to the character. Just line it up. So now let's go ahead and put this aside for now. Actually, I need these pieces right here, but the box pieces we're going to do in a minute. Let's take these little pieces. We want to place these first. So this one goes here, and the other one, this goes there. And then we'll put this one on. So you can have either way to put it on. You can go ahead and add glue on this piece, which would be easier just in case you drop it or something. Or the only thing is you want to put a little glue on the end, because we're not gonna, you can see it only goes up to the sleeves. So I'd pick a couple leaves and line it up. And I'm using apricot American Craft texture on this. Sometimes I don't know all the colors when I'm doing it because I just grab them. But I wanted this look fall. Then this is sunflower. The same thing. This time I'm going to put a little glue down here because this one is at the very bottom, you'll see. I made it a little longer. I just didn't change it. I made a lot of modifications to the file, but I just make this longer. So again, I'm just lining it up. Like this. And I think piecing takes time, but it gives a good layered, fun look, dimensional, when it gets stacked on top of each other. And then this twofold, this is for, oops, got a little glue there. Hopefully that's where the feet I think are going to go. We're going to just line this up like that and line it up right here. It's going to give it a little bit more structure to these brown leaves or chestnut leaves. I'm going to add glue to that right here, and then do the rest right here. So I lined it up in this corner. Well, that's where I'm going to start. That side and corner. And then carefully, the leaves might be easier to line up with. But since it's brown on brown, you can't tell if you're a little bit off. And this bends right there, so we'll do that. That'll attach to the box. Then all we have to do is add the whatever tag you're going to use, whether you create your own. This is a blank one that's included that you could add your own. I did a print and cut with the printable tag that's included, which I believe it's only in brown and white, so you just need to change the color. So I changed this background in off-white. So this is what the default looks like if you were to print it out. So here I used that blank tag again, and I used a pen and wrote, using my machine, I wrote down my mother's name, Patricia. So now we want to, before we place the squirrel, we want to go ahead and place a tag. Just going to center it. And then we go ahead and glue on the squirrel. Then all that's left is to get the box. And like I said, you could use the box as a little teeny weeny gift box for Thanksgiving. So you just want to line this up. I would start with one of the arm and then the ear. Focus on the arm and the ear and then the tail. So I'm lightly getting it in there, flipping it over, being careful of these. You don't want to bend those back. Looks like I got lucky on the first try. So now let's go ahead. That's cute, right? Little strange inking, but gives it a little bit of a interesting feel and look. So let's go ahead and put this little box together, and then we'll attach that front piece. So I'm going to fold all these on the squares. It's not square, it's got an angle to it because it's angled back in the front. So it's not going to fold. You can't do this really against a table to start with. You want to line this up, line this edge up to the tab fold like this. Don't go over it, just go up to it. You can flip it over, apply pressure. I'm going to add glue to the insides here. And we're going to put that panel right here inside. So what I'm doing up to the fold, just on the tabs, like that. So I can see where the score is. So I'm going to flip them in after I get glue on them. And then you can see this is the angle right there. It goes angle, that's the front right there. I'm going to kind of, this is a square. So you can get it, angle it in, and then to the front and then back. So you can see this is the angled back. And then apply pressure. So you could make a bunch of these all at once. These are like super simple to put together. And then the last thing, just so to make it easy for you to center it, I'll put this upside down. So we want the angled piece like that in the front, so it's going to angle right here. You got glue to the bottom part here. And then just get this edge in that fold right there and line it up. Once you have it in place, I just want to make sure it can fold up. Apply pressure. And then to finish it off, we'll add glue to the front and glue that front piece to right here. They can be done fairly quickly. I had a truck that just drove by. So you can see I'm just applying pressure in here. Once you get, if you did one task at a time, like a bunch of boxes, these boxes, and then the fronts. If you did print and cuts, if you were going to do like names. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this project and you can see. And I thank you so much for watching.